It seems like AI is everywhere these days. Everyone's talking about it. But how much do we really understand about how it works?
Mm.
I mean, especially in the legal world. Things aren't as simple as just asking a chatbot a question and trusting whatever it spits out.
Right. That's where things get really interesting. Today, we're diving into the world of prompt engineering and RG. And yes, we're pronouncing it like the thing you use to clean up a spill. Two concepts that are absolutely crucial if you want to use AI effectively and avoid some potentially disastrous legal blunders.
Okay, intrigued. So it's not enough to just throw a question in an AI and hope for the best. We need to be, more strategic?
Exactly. Think of it like this. You wouldn't just hand like a complex legal brief to a first-year law student and expect perfection, right? You'd give them guidance, context, specific instructions. Prompt engineering is all about doing the same for AI. It's the art of crafting clear, concise, and targeted instructions to get the AI to do what you need.
So it's less about the AI being magically all-knowing and more about us learning how to speak its language.
Precisely. And that's where the whole garbage in, garbage out principle comes in, you see. If you feed the AI a vague or poorly worded prompt, you're likely to get a response that's just as unhelpful. But if you take the time to craft a really solid prompt, well, that's when the magic happens.
Hmm. This reminds me of that example from the chapter we're covering today on AI and law. It talks about the difference between asking an AI to draft a lease versus asking it to draft a one-year residential lease for a California property with a pet restriction clause and a monthly rent of $2,000 in clear and concise language. The difference in those prompts, and I bet the outputs, is huge.
Oh, it's night and day. And this is especially crucial in law where precision and accuracy are paramount. We can't afford to have AI hallucinating case citations or making up legal precedents.
Hallucinating. Okay, now that sounds a little unsettling. Are we talking about AI having a psychedelic experience here?
Not quite. In AI, hallucination refers to when the AI confidently presents incorrect information. It might invent case law, misinterpret statutes, or simply generate responses that sound plausible but are completely off base.
Yikes. That's definitely not something you want to encounter in a courtroom. So how do we prevent these AI hallucinations? Is it all about prompt engineering?
Prompt engineering is a huge part of it. The more specific and detailed your prompt, the less likely the AI is to go off the rails. But there's another piece to this puzzle, RAG.
Okay. So RAG, I just used to wipe coffee off my desk. Tell me more.
Think of RAG as giving the AI access to a vast, constantly updated library of legal information. It's like equipping the AI with a superpowered legal research assistant.
So instead of just relying on whatever knowledge the AI happens to have stored internally, RAG allows it to tap into external sources.
Exactly. Case law, statutes, regulations, even internal firm documents. RAG allows the AI to access and process this information in real time, making its responses infinitely more accurate and reliable.
Okay, that's starting to make sense. So prompt engineering is all about giving the AI clear instructions, and RG is about ensuring it has access to the right information.
You got it. And when you combine these two powerful techniques, that's when AI truly becomes a game changer for the legal profession. It's like having a brilliant legal mind at your fingertips, capable of analyzing complex legal issues, generating insights, and even drafting documents with incredible speed and accuracy.
It sounds almost too good to be true. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a step back and break down these concepts one by one. The source material we're diving into today emphasizes this idea of naive versus informed prompts. What's the difference and why does it matter so much in a legal context?
Imagine you're a senior partner and a new associate comes to you for guidance on a case. If they just say, "Help me with this case," you'd be pretty lost, right? They need to provide context, specifics, clear questions.
Right. They need to frame their request in a way that's helpful and actionable.
Exactly. It's the same with AI. A naive prompt like draft a contract is going to yield a very generic, probably unusable result. But an informed prompt, like the lease example we talked about earlier, gives the AI the specific details it needs to generate a tailored, high-quality output.
So informed prompts are basically about treating the AI like a capable but still inexperienced assistant.
Hmm.
We need to provide clear direction, anticipate potential pitfalls, and set it up for success.
Precisely. And that's where prompt engineering comes in. It's about moving beyond just asking questions and instead crafting precise instructions that leverage the AI's capabilities to their fullest.
Okay, I'm starting to see the power of this. But is there a danger of relying too heavily on AI, even with perfectly crafted prompts and access to all the right information? I mean, remember that case the source material highlighted where those lawyers got into hot water for using ChatGPT to generate fake case citations?
That case is a stark reminder that we can never blindly trust AI, no matter how sophisticated it seems. Critical thinking, verification, and ultimately human oversight are absolutely essential. Even with ARG and brilliant prompt engineering, the AI is still a tool. And like any tool, it can be misused or misinterpreted.
So it's not about replacing lawyers with AI. It's about empowering lawyers with AI.
Exactly. The goal is to augment our abilities, streamline tasks, and free up our time to focus on the higher level strategic thinking and client interaction that truly require human expertise.
That makes a lot of sense. So if we're thinking of AI as a powerful assistant, how do we give it the right instructions to get the best results? What are the secrets to crafting those informed prompts?
The source material actually outlines 5 key principles for effective prompt engineering. They might sound simple, but they're absolutely essential for getting the most out of your AI interactions.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Oh.
Let's dive into these principles.
The first principle is all about giving clear direction. Don't be vague or leave things open to interpretation. Tell the AI exactly what you want, the format you expect, and any specific constraints or limitations.
So instead of just saying, like, draft the motion, I might say, draft a motion to dismiss for lack of personal jurisdiction, citing relevant case law from the Ninth Circuit, and keep it under 10 pages.
Exactly. The more specific you are, the better the AI will understand your needs and deliver the desired outcome. The second principle is to specify the format. Do you want a bullet point list, an outline, a full-blown legal memo? Tell the AI.
That makes sense. I guess it's easy to forget that AI doesn't automatically think like a lawyer. We need to be explicit about the structure and style we're looking for.
Right. And the third principle is all about providing examples. If you want the AI to mimic a particular writing style or follow a certain legal argument structure, show it what you're looking for. It's like giving the AI a model to learn from.
Oh, so it's like saying, here's a sample brief I wrote. I want you to draft something similar.
Precisely. The fourth principle is crucial. Evaluate the output. Don't just assume the AI got everything perfect. Read it critically. Ask yourself if it makes sense. And don't be afraid to ask follow-up questions or even challenge the AI's reasoning.
So it's about treating the AI like a junior associate. Review their work, give them feedback, and guide them toward a better outcome.
Exactly. And the fifth principle is to divide labor. For complex tasks, break them down into smaller, more manageable prompts. This is where things get really sophisticated.
Okay. Give me an example of how we might divide labor with an AI.
Let's say you're working on a complex legal research project. Instead of asking the AI to research everything about antitrust law, you might break it down into steps. First, you might ask it to identify the key statutes and regulations. Then you might ask it to summarize relevant case law from a specific jurisdiction. And finally, you might ask it to draft a memo outlining potential legal arguments.
So it's about guiding the AI through a step-by-step process, using its strengths to tackle each stage of the task efficiently.
Exactly. And remember, this is where Ari becomes even more powerful. As you're guiding the AI through these steps, Ari is working behind the scenes, ensuring it has access to the most up-to-date and relevant information.
It's like having a team of expert legal researchers at your disposal, all working in unison to help you build the strongest possible case.
That's a great way to put it. And as AI continues to evolve, I think we'll see even more sophisticated ways to divide labor and leverage different AI models for specific tasks.
Speaking of sophisticated techniques, the source material also dives into some advanced prompt engineering frameworks, RTF, Risen, and Craft. Are these essential for using AI effectively in a legal context?
They're not strictly essential, but they can be incredibly helpful, especially as the complexity of your tasks increases. Think of them as blueprints for crafting rock-solid prompts that leave no room for ambiguity or misinterpretation.
Okay, break it down for me. What's the difference between these frameworks, and when might you choose one over the other?
RTF stands for Role Task Format. It's a great starting point for any prompt. You define the role you want the AI to adopt, the specific task you need it to perform, and the desired format of the output.
So if I'm asking the AI to draft a contract, I might start by saying, you are an experienced corporate lawyer. Draft a non-disclosure agreement in standard legal format.
Exactly. That gives the AI the context and instructions it needs to get started. Now, Risen is a bit more involved. It stands for Role Instructions, Steps, and Goal Narrowing. It's perfect for multi-step tasks where you need to guide the AI through a specific process.
So it's like providing the AI with a detailed roadmap for the task, breaking it down into smaller chunks and setting clear milestones along the way.
Exactly. And finally, CRAF stands for Context Role Action Format Target Audience. It's similar to RTF, but adds a crucial element, the target audience.
Why is the target audience so important? I guess the way you write a legal document for a judge is going to be very different from how you'd write one for a client.
Exactly. By specifying the target audience in your prompt, you're giving the AI the context it needs to tailor the language, tone, and complexity of its output. It's all about ensuring effective communication.
These frameworks seem incredibly helpful, but I imagine it takes time and practice to master them. Is there any way to make prompt engineering a bit easier, especially for those of us who are just starting out?
That's a great question. And luckily, there are some tools and techniques that can help. For one, some AI platforms actually offer like prompt libraries or templates that you can use as a starting point.
So it's like having a collection of pre-written prompts for common legal tasks. That would definitely save time and effort.
Exactly. And some platforms even offer features like prompt autocomplete or prompt suggestions, which can help you refine your prompts and avoid common pitfalls.
That sounds incredibly helpful. It's like having an AI-powered writing assistant for your AI prompts.
Precisely. And remember, even if you don't have access to these like fancy features, there are still things you can do to make prompt engineering easier. One tip from the source material is to start with a simple prompt and then iteratively refine it based on the AI's output.
So it's a back and forth process.
Mhm.
I ask the AI a question, review its response, and then tweak my prompt to get closer to the desired outcome.
Exactly. And each iteration helps the AI learn your preferences and understand your needs more effectively. It's like training a new associate, but at warp speed.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about building a collaborative relationship with the AI,
Yeah.
using feedback and refinement to get the best possible results.
Exactly. And this brings us back to the idea that prompt engineering is not just a technical skill, it's a communication skill. It's about learning how to effectively convey your needs and intentions to an AI, which, let's face it, is not always the easiest conversation partner.
It's like we're learning a new language, the language of AI. And just like with any language, it takes time and practice to become fluent.
Absolutely. But the rewards are well worth the effort. As you become more proficient in prompt engineering, you'll find that you can unlock the true power of AI and transform the way you practice law.
So we've talked a lot about prompt engineering, but what about RAG? Where does that fit into this whole picture?
RE is the secret sauce that makes AI truly shine in the legal world. It's what elevates AI from a fancy chatbot to a powerful research and analysis tool.
Okay, remind me again how RAG works. What's the magic behind it?
It's all about giving the AI access to external data sources. Think of it this way. Imagine you're writing a legal memo, but you're locked in a room with no access to legal databases, case law, or any outside information. You might be able to cobble something together based on your existing knowledge, but it's going to be pretty limited.
Right. It would be like trying to write a research paper without access to the library. You might have some general knowledge, but you'd be missing the crucial details and supporting evidence.
Exactly. That's where RAG comes in. It's like giving the AI the keys to the legal library, allowing it to access and process vast amounts of information in real time. This information could include case law, statutes, regulations, scholarly articles, internal firm documents, pretty much anything else you can think of.
So instead of just relying on whatever information the AI happens to have stored internally, RAG allows it to tap into a constantly updated and expanding knowledge base.
Precisely. And this is what makes RAG so powerful for legal applications. It allows the AI to ground its responses in actual legal authority, reducing the risk of hallucinations and increasing the accuracy and reliability of its output.
It's like giving the AI a superpower, the ability to instantly access and analyze the entire legal universe.
Exactly. And that's why ERAS is becoming so essential in legal tech. It's being integrated into research platforms, contract drafting tools, e-discovery software, and a whole host of other applications.
So let's say I'm using an AI-powered legal research platform that has RA built in. How does it actually work in practice? What happens when I type in a query?
First, the platform takes your query and breaks it down into smaller components or keywords. Then it uses these components to search a vast index of legal information, case law, statutes, regulations, you name it.
So it's like the AI is doing a supercharged version of a legal database search, but on a much grander scale.
Exactly. And here's where Argry really shines. Instead of just returning a list of potentially relevant documents, Argry actually reads and analyzes these documents, extracting the key information and insights that are most relevant to your query.
So it's like having an army of legal researchers combing through mountains of documents, identifying the key passages and summarizing the relevant findings.
Precisely. And the AI can then synthesize this information into a concise and informative response, often including direct quotes and citations from the source material.
That's amazing. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of legal research and allows me to focus on the higher level analysis and strategy.
Exactly. And a RAG doesn't stop there. It can also be used to analyze contracts, identify potential legal issues, predict case outcomes, and even generate legal arguments.
It sounds like RAG is revolutionizing the way legal work is done, making lawyers more efficient, effective, and informed.
It is. And the best part is that RAG is still evolving. Researchers are constantly developing new techniques and algorithms to improve its accuracy, reliability, and scope.
So it's not just a static technology. It's a dynamic and constantly improving tool that will continue to shape the future of law.
Precisely. And as RAG becomes more sophisticated, it will unlock even more possibilities for lawyers to leverage AI in their practice.
This has been an incredibly enlightening deep dive into prompt engineering and RAG. I'm starting to see how these concepts can empower lawyers to use AI effectively and responsibly. But before we wrap up, I want to make sure I've got the key takeaways straight. Can we do a quick recap?
Absolutely. Let's recap what we've learned today. First, prompt engineering is the art of crafting clear, concise, and targeted instructions for AI. It's about moving beyond simply asking questions, and instead providing the AI with the guidance and context it needs to deliver the desired outcome.
Right. We need to treat the AI like a capable but inexperienced assistant, providing clear direction, anticipating potential pitfalls, and setting it up for success.
Exactly. And we discussed several prompt engineering principles that can help you craft effective prompts, such as providing clear direction, specifying the format, providing examples, evaluating the output, and dividing labor for complex tasks.
They're like the golden rules of talking to AI.
We also explored some advanced prompt engineering frameworks like RTF, Risen, and Craft, which provide blueprints for structuring complex prompts and ensuring clarity.
They're like having a secret decoder ring for communicating with AI.
And of course, we can't forget about RAG, the technology that gives AI access to external data sources, making it a truly powerful research and analysis tool for the legal profession.
RAG is like giving the AI a superpower, the ability to instantly access and analyze vast amounts of legal information.
Precisely. And when you combine these two powerful techniques, prompt engineering and RAG, you unlock the true potential of AI for the legal profession. It's about augmenting our abilities, streamlining tasks, and freeing up our time to focus on the higher level thinking and client interaction that truly require human expertise.
This has been an amazing deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much about how to use AI in a way that's both powerful and responsible. But before we wrap up completely, I have one last question for you.
I'm all ears. What's on your mind?
Well, we've talked a lot about the technical aspects of prompt engineering and RAG, but I'm also curious about the bigger picture. How do you see these technologies shaping the future of the legal profession?
That's a great question, and one that deserves careful consideration. I think prompt engineering and RAG have the potential to fundamentally change how legal work is done, making it more efficient, accessible, and data-driven. But it's important to remember that AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
So the responsibility lies with us, the humans, to use these tools wisely and ethically.
Precisely. We need to be mindful of the potential biases and limitations of AI, and we need to ensure that it's used in a way that benefits society as a whole, not just a select few.
It feels like we've gone from AI being this mysterious black box to understanding how to actually make it work for us in the legal world.
That's the exciting part. We're not just, passively observing this technology anymore. We're learning how to wield it.
As we've been talking about prompt engineering and RAG, I keep thinking back to that comparison in the source material between prompt engineering and the IRAC method we use for legal analysis.
What a great connection. It's not just some random tech skill. It's very much aligned with the structured analytical thinking we already do as lawyers.
Exactly. IRAC is all about breaking down a legal issue, stating the rule, applying it to the facts, and reaching a conclusion. Prompt engineering feels similar. We're carefully constructing our instructions, guiding the AI through a process, and making sure its output aligns with our goals.
It's all about precision and intentionality. And then RA comes in to add that extra layer of like legal depth, ensuring the AI is working with the most up-to-date information and relevant case law.
The source material makes a really interesting point about how ARA essentially like democratizes access to legal knowledge. It's like giving every lawyer, no matter their firm size or resources, access to a top-tier legal research team.
Think about solo practitioners or small firms who might not have the budget for extensive legal research. With our Grab Our AI, they can level the playing field, compete with larger firms, and provide their clients with the highest quality legal representation.
It's like having a secret weapon in your back pocket, a way to instantly access and analyze a vast legal library without breaking the bank.
And the implications go far beyond just like efficiency and cost savings. RAG has the potential to make the legal system more transparent and accessible to everyone, not just those who can afford high-priced legal counsel.
Okay, so we've explored these powerful technologies, prompt engineering and RAG. But before we wrap up, I have to ask, what about the human element? Are lawyers going to become obsolete in this like brave new world of AI?
That's a question a lot of people are asking, but I think it's the wrong question to be asking. The real question is, how can we use these tools to become better lawyers, to provide more value to our clients, and to make the legal system more just and efficient?
So it's not about AI replacing lawyers, it's about AI empowering lawyers.
Precisely. The source material emphasizes that the best lawyers of the future will be those who can master these technologies, who can, seamlessly integrate AI into their workflow, and who can use AI to augment their skills and enhance their decision making.
It's about finding that sweet spot, that perfect synergy between human expertise and AI capabilities.
Exactly. AI can handle the routine tasks, the grunt work, the data analysis, but it's still humans who need to provide the strategic guidance, the ethical considerations, and the nuanced understanding of the law and its impact on real people's lives.
I think that's a perfect note to end on. The future of law is not about choosing between humans or AI. It's about embracing the power of both.
I couldn't agree more. This is a truly exciting time to be a lawyer, a time of unprecedented opportunity and innovation. And the key to success in this new era is simple. Stay curious, keep learning, and never stop pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of prompt engineering and RJOing. It's been an enlightening journey, and I can't wait to see how these technologies continue to shape the legal landscape in the years to come.
The pleasure was all mine. To our listeners, remember, the future of law is being written right now, and you have the power to be a part of it. Embrace the possibilities, hone your skills, and let's build a more just and efficient legal system together.